guys, it's Jen. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally ready to share with you guys what I've been going through the past few months. On February 13, 2023, I went in for a carotid cerebral angiogram bilateral surgery because I was having pulsation tendinitis in my left ear. I've been dealing with this for the past few years. On September 7, 2021, I went in for a small procedure so that they can verify exactly where it was happening. They were able to find that my artery and my vein were both receiving blood at the same time, and my vein was basically dead. Therefore, it was causing me to have the pulsation tendinitis noise, causing me to only hear my heartbeat, and eventually I started to lose hearing in my left ear. After the procedure and they brought me back to my room and I woke up, they told me that they were able to find where it was in my brain and what I could do next. They told me that I can either schedule to do the surgery or I can hold off and wait to see if it will get better. And I decided that I was gonna hold off. So about a year goes through, it's like getting worse towards the end of 2022, and in December it just got so bad that I was like, I'm gonna call my doctor, because it used to happen at nighttime or a few times out of the week, but then it started to constantly happen. It didn't matter what time it was, it didn't matter if it was morning or night, if I was at work, it just happened all the time, and it got so annoying that I could not sleep. And even though I took melatonin to bed, I would always wake up to it. So in December of 2022, I messaged my doctor and I said, let's go ahead with the surgery. I'm going to do it because it's now getting worse. So we scheduled my appointment for February 13th of 2023. As it came around, my husband got ready in the morning and we got to the hospital at 6 a.m. We did all my check-ins and everything, got me prepped and ready for my surgery at 8 a.m. So my surgery came around, I was asleep because I was on anesthesia. But then my husband did tell me that they waited a very long time before they moved me into my ICU room. I was supposed to stay there for one night, and then if everything was good and clear, then I will go home the next day. So as they brought me to my room, I was just thinking oh yeah, I would get to go home the next day. At that time, I couldn't think for myself, but eventually at the end, I was thinking that. But so they told me that I would have to stay a night at the hospital, and then I would go home the next day if everything was clear, which my husband and I were okay, we know it's gonna go good. From the first procedure, I was able to go home for them to check, so I should be able to go home this time around too. And we didn't think much of it, but the first day I was there after my surgery, my mom and my sister and my brothers, they came and they just hung out with my husband and I. But even then, I was so exhausted and I couldn't even get up, and every time I was talking to them, I had my eyes closed because I couldn't open my eyes. But then everybody went home. My husband was not allowed to stay with me at that time because I was in the ICU room. I couldn't have anyone sleep over. So the next day came around, my husband came back, and he thought okay, we get to go home now. Obviously I was so out of state, out of mind, everything, I couldn't even think. So I wasn't even thinking of anything besides I'm ready to go home. The nurses came in and they told us that I had to go do an MRI first, and then that would tell us if I was okay to go home or not. But I just remember as they were getting me ready to go to get my MRI, I was just so cold. When they moved me down and walked me down the hallway, I was just freezing on my bed, okay? Eventually I went and got my MRI done. I don't know, I was asleep the whole time, so I don't know how long it took or when they were able to get results back. But I just remember that I woke up and I just saw my husband crying, my mom was there, my sister was there. So I'm not sure it was like that evening or it was the next day already. And then I woke up and I was just like, why are you crying, to my husband? And instantly I fell right back asleep. I could not stay up. I just remember like my sister and my mom would be there just with my husband when they were off work. And then during the day, it would just be my husband and I. And before my mom, my sister would come, my husband would ask me like what do I want to eat, and he'll hand me the menu, and I just couldn't read anything besides orange juice or apple juice. That's all I saw on the menu, and that's all I could choose. But I would always tell him like, I'm hungry, like I want to eat like pho, I want to eat like shrimp, I want to eat like buffet food. So then when my mom and my sister would come in the evening after they were off work, they would bring me all that. But then I couldn't taste anything, you know. So I'm over here craving for it. I want to eat it, but when I eat it, it doesn't taste anything. But of course I was so out of it, I didn't know like that I couldn't taste. Eventually, as time went on, I think it was like Wednesday night or Wednesday evening, one of those times, the nurses came and he said, hey, let's go take a walk since you haven't walked at all. And he strapped me with this the blue, like kind of like a waistband or something where he can hold on to me. And in my head I was like, oh, I can walk. But then when I got up and we tried to walk, I realized that I could not walk and I couldn't hold myself. So I was just leaning on the nurse. And he took me around my floor, but of course I was walking really slow. I just remember I was walking really slow and I was just laughing, and the whole time I was thinking like, I thought I could do this. Eventually he brought me back to the bed, and then I think it was the next day when they had the physical therapist come, and he tried to walk me around again, and he tried to have me go up and down the stairs, just a few steps, to see how he did. And obviously I didn't do good enough because I had to stay another night. So I think I don't know when they started me on my blood thinners. I do not remember any of that. I just know I was taking medicine like every 6 hours, and then I was taking medicine in the morning and nighttime, but I didn't know what it was. Eventually Thursday evening came. They moved me to a regular room, which at that time I didn't know it was a regular room. I just thought I was in a room. I knew I was at a hospital, but I didn't know that I was in the ICU and that I got transferred to a regular room. But I kept asking the nurse when I got transferred, like, oh, does this mean I get to go home? Like, am I going home? You know? And they just told me like, no, you're not going home yet. We're not sure when you will get to go home. And I think they were just waiting on like test results, and they kept doing like more testings and MRIs and I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. And then time came Friday morning. The nurse came and said, I have good news. You're going to get discharged today, but I just don't know when you will get discharged. So my husband came and we're just getting ready. I was so happy to get out of there because I was so sick of being there. I just feel like I was stuck there for the longest. I didn't know how long I was there for, but I was there for so long. And eventually we finally got discharged, and I told my husband that I wanted food. I want chicken from Cubs. So we went to Cubs, and obviously I couldn't walk, and I don't know why we thought it was a good idea, but it wasn't, because I could not hold myself up. I was literally over the cart like this. And yeah, so that happened. And then as the day was going, the weeks was going by, you know, I was just always sleeping. I'll wake up, my husband will make lunch and dinner for me, and all I could do was wake up to eat and then go straight to bed. And over time, I had to start therapy. I went for occupational, speech, and physical, because I was struggling with my speech because my mouth was still numb, and then physical because I was really weak, and occupational because I couldn't really think at that time. So it took me, I think, from end of February all the way till May. Surprisingly though, I ended therapy in May because I hit all my goals that I need to hit, which was nice. But then I knew that, like, okay, I still had to continue to do it if I wanted to get better. And eventually, as I was doing therapy and I was getting better, I made sure that I was still doing it at home, even if I wasn't in therapy anymore. And my husband was really good at, making sure that I was still doing all the things I needed to do so that I can support myself. I've been dealing just with recovery from having my stroke, and I hit 7 months tomorrow when I'll be posting this, and it's crazy to think that it's already been 7 months of me recovering from my stroke. I have high hopes that it will be good as I continue to work hard and get healthier. I've just been going through a lot lately. My husband has been going through a lot. My family has been going through a lot. But I'm so thankful and grateful for my parents, my siblings, and my husband, because they have gone through everything with me, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I'm very grateful for them. Please let me know if you guys know of any support programs or groups or financial wise, because I've been working on looking at those for the past few months and I've been struggling. So yeah, but thank you so much for taking your time on listening to me explain about my stroke and just finally putting it out there to you guys.
What do you want to say?
Let me say hi to my friends and to your dogs.
Det är perhaps a lychee, ja. Det är perhaps a lychee, ja. Jello.
Yeah.
Like, came back.
And I'm so hungry.
And you still hungry? Yeah.
Is my chicken gonna come?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
You got it. Don't eat too much.
You want some soup?
Tao này sao con được không?
Ê, ô gần momo. Soup to go down here.
Của cô à?
I've been blowing out. Is it hot?
Chị cháu cô con à?
Hi. Good night, Kano.
Come on, ice cream. Donzi, shaken up, Donzi. Shut down. Be gone.
Guys, I'm going home. Yippee. Now I will see you guys later. Okay, bye bye.
Day 1 breakfast. Cereal. What day is it?
Today is February 19th, 2023.
What day?
Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, Sunday.
Just record like this.
Go.
Oh! I have it! Today we are walking outside. This is Shucky. And this is me.
Let's run. Run, 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 run. Small jump. Try walking faster. Try looking forward. Try landing on one leg. Oh, it's kind of hard. Try left leg.
Oh my god, so much better.
Is it easy? Yeah. You still jog funny.
I'm just recording because I want to show you guys that I'm taking my last Aliquest, my last blood thinners. Yay!